What's up, everyone? This is Okchief, and I just want to go over some memories of my favorite game, Black Belt. As I recall, I was the protagonist, Ricky, not spelled like the Martin. I just remember receiving this game for Christmas. The year I got this game, this was actually one of the games I received with my bundled Sega Master System. The Sega Master System I received for Christmas had the light phaser, and I had this game, Black Belt, along with Rambo, Super Hang-On, or just Hang-On, I'm sorry, Hang-On, and Safari Hunt. Oh, and Parlor Games. My dad hooked it up that year. And, but this game in particular, I remember very much so because I spent many school days off playing this game. Many days skipping homework just to try and beat this game, and I did. I got so good at this game, I remember beating it within programs that I didn't like watching after school. So I would get home, watch the afternoon cartoons. There'd be some I didn't like I'd watch Turtles, and then they'd play something after Turtles, I can't remember what. And then I didn't particularly care too much for the cartoons, so I'd jump on my Black Belt. By this time I was already a professional at Black Belt. By the time I was watching Turtles, it was 88. So I've already had 2 years into playing this game. So I would turn it on for that half hour, beat this game, and then move on to the next cartoon that played on after that. So my memories of this game were fond because his name is Ricky, and they used to call me Ricky when I was a child, when I was a kid. And it boggles the mind reading the back of this, because I don't remember this game being at all like this. So let me narrate what they wrote on the back as to try and get you to buy this game. And it quotes, it says, Black Belt, the most lifelike karate game ever to meet the video screen. It's post-nuclear war setting, and the bad guys seem to be getting the best of things. You use your Black Belt standing to try to restore order to the chaotic world. In each round, you must battle an entire enemy corpse, as well as its leader. And each round, the background, as well as the opponent's fighting styles, continue to change. Use everything the masters have taught you to stop the violence and restore peace. What? None of that happens in this fucking game. Well, yeah, some of the parts do, like the backgrounds. There's 6 stages to this game. My favorite boss being E Honda, or the fat guy that looks like E Honda. Just the first stage, remember this. Remember, if you ever get into playing Black Belt, remember this. The first boss, you're gonna rage quit like a son of a bitch. At each point, in the middle of each stage, there's 6 stages. First stage, right off the bat, they throw you a mid-boss. You're like, what the fuck's going on? A mid-boss already? Or is this a boss already? Whoa, this is crazy. But you soon find out the mid-bosses are really easy. Just takes a little quick pattern. They take a little more hits than the normal guys, and if you notice, the normal guys, when they get hit, they fucking explode into square pixels. It's fucking nuts. You got 2 moves, because there's only 2 buttons. 1 and 2. You punch, and you kick. And then you can jump. I hate the way you jump. You gotta push up and down. Up to jump a little, and then down and up if you got time. Down and up, and it propels you up 300 feet to get these symbols or these items you can receive flying across the screen. It's fucking nuts. The items that fly across the screen are your power-ups. The Japanese symbols that pass by are actually invincibility, and the music plays pretty crazy. It's pretty awesome. and then you're invulnerable to hits. You can get hit until the music stops. Once the music stops, your power stops, and then you can get your ass whooped. The next power-ups, I believe, are the sushi rolls, which to me back in the day looked like tires. I didn't know that it was sushi. I didn't know that they had California rolls back. I didn't know that shit. So I thought I just thought for some reason tires gave me health. I don't know. And that's basically it. So you jump and kick your way all the way through the stages. And the one thing I didn't like about the game was that it doesn't have the double hit this feature in here where it recognizes two enemies that overlap each other, and it doesn't recognize that, so it overlaps. So you have to punch each enemy twice. Like once for the first guy that's hit in front of you, and then the guy that's overlapping, you gotta punch him again. But by that time you get hit already, so it's basically impossible not to get hit in this game. You're gonna fucking get hit in this game. It's just what happens, okay? The mid-level bosses aren't so hard. Some of the mid-level bosses, once you get further into the game, holy shit, they fucking kick your ass. They're pretty hard. One being the whip guy. That guy sucks. That fucking carny with the whip. Hate that son of a bitch. You fight all the way up until you get to every boss at the very end of each stage. And I have to say, one of the worst bosses. Oh, and each boss in particular takes a different fight style to beat that person. And what I mean by that is, one boss you have to figure out that punches do not work on them, so you work on the kicks. You got to work on the pattern to learn how to beat them. The first boss, Ryu, asshole, wow, dick, yeah. This guy takes a certain pattern. You got to jump kick him in order for you to beat him, which sucks in itself. Kicking or jump kicking, whatever. And then when you end him, and if you get that little piece of power at the very end, you're not going to be able to beat him unless you do his special kick or punch, whatever. If he gets killed by the kick, then you'll see the motion. It sounds like a machine gun. Slow motion. It builds up to the climax. Then he dies. It's fucking awesome. Every boss was a challenge, especially the second to last boss. Holy shit, was that one hard. Because not only does his, or I think it's a she, I'm not sure. Not only do you have to block his jumping fucking moves, his final hit is one that you have to get in the air, and it is ridiculously hard. Holy shit. There's another boss you gotta fight that's like an Egyptian, walks like an Egyptian. I remember as a kid, never fucking, like, how do you beat this guy? It's a certain pattern you gotta beat this guy in, obviously. But as a child, with no access to internet, kinda sucks, but what are you gonna do? But you know what you did do is you stayed on the game until you figured it out. I don't have that type of patience now as an adult as much as I did have as a kid. But, as a kid, you're limited to what you have in your library. I mean, it's only what your parents buy you every birthday or Christmas, and how long does that roll around, you know? So you stay on these games until you figure that shit out, and I figured that shit out, and it was fucking awesome. So when I got to my girlfriend, Kyoko, at the very end, oh! Awesome. Awesome feeling. It's a very awesome feeling when you figure out how to beat the last boss. By the end of by the time you get to the last boss, you should be good enough on guys, because you're earning guys as you go through the stage, because you're gonna die. You're just gonna die. It's what happens. The last boss, the guy's an asshole. Really hard as shit to beat. But when you do, you get this title screen, you read it, and you're like, huh, that's what I fought all day and night to get. That's that title screen. Walk off with my girlfriend, though. That was pretty fucking sweet, the way you pick her up. And I always, as a kid, imagined that. Picking up my girlfriend, walking away. I mean, that's the type of stuff as a kid, your imagination runs off with. And for Sega, I say thank you for creating those long-lasting memories for me. I love you. I thank you. And until the next one, everybody, this is Okchief420. Peace out, y'all.